Rassie, just maybe, do you have an update on Franco Mostert and maybe Canon Moody as well?
Yeah, Kenan will be ready next week, as I understand. I'm 100% ready. Franco is 6 weeks. I think he broke his leg. Malcolm, I just heard now he's got a little bit of a tibia fracture there when he got injured. And who's the other one? Yeah, Edwell is out for 6 weeks. And also another one, Peter Steph, looks like he's 4 to 6 weeks. But Colby looks like ready for the second week of Australia, apart obviously from the guys I said 6 weeks.
Rassie, but just to follow on that, that obviously makes some of the younger guys here, their roles more important this week, given the injuries.
Yeah, we would love him to follow up Sia, not as the similar mode style of play. We don't have a typical open side. He's been living almost with Sia, trying to understand what he's doing. And you know, Sia's strength is ball carrying and blasting and rucks and really clean out well. And Sia can steal balls as well. And obviously likes to help Don in scrums, and it's not really a liner jumping option. And I think he's got the mold and the body to do that. So hopefully we can get that out of him. And then Ben Jason Dixon is somebody that's very similar to Peter Steph, in the way he plays. You'll see that Ruan is on the bench, who's not a typical lock, but he's definitely got the body for somebody who can play front lock and seven flank. And you might do some height then, but then you've got Ben Jason, who can probably call the lineouts for you if Ergia or Salman is not on the field. So we've tried to do our succession planning, and we've tried to do it that loss against Ireland doesn't influence our mindset like we did in 2020. When we didn't have rugby, we would have done the same thing. Now we get the opportunity, now we must stick with it.
Rassie, welcome back in Bloem.
Thanks.
A couple of debutants, as has been mentioned already, but two that really stand out. Andre Geventer, you know his pedigree. So as a coach, is it really exciting to be able to name a kid like this on the bench? Especially, if I remember correctly, you played with his dad, and then Jan Hendrik Wessels, another kid from Bloem, also a big opportunity for him this weekend.
Yeah, the fact that, I also had a father. He didn't play great rugby, but he told me he played Kosses League there at Onderwys College in Graafrenet. I think he was also proud of me. So I think his father, I think everybody's father, but he's great. Me and Andre played almost 30 test matches together, I think, as flankers. Also 6 and 7 not. I think that's where the trend started in South Africa, where we didn't play open side and blind side. I think people like the first guys, I think who was it? Nick Mallet put us 6 and 7. Yeah, so it's great for him. It doesn't, but it looks like it happens often. I don't know how many guys his father has played Springbok and then his son does it as well. But then Jan Hendrik Wessels, I think they're the same age. I think they played next to one another. He's somebody that we're really, really excited about. I think he's somebody that you can look for at the World Cup, who you might not even have to take 5 props. You can take 4 hookers if you want to. Then you can maybe take 1 old hooker still with, if a guy like him can swing on both sides. But we're going to play him prop this weekend where he's comfortable, where he always plays for our EPD systems. But and then Grobbies, we're very excited about him. He's been waiting, and always somebody gets a chance before him with most of the players. And yeah, I can go on through the list, and I think every single player should be proud. It's a proper test match in Bloemfontein in front of a sellout crowd.
And sorry, just on the sellout crowd, incredible for the people to come out and support a team for so-called lower tier nation.
Yeah, well, it's a team that, when I spoke to the Irish boys Saturday, I went to the change room and just said, not that I think we do see that. And I spoke to most of them and said, we're playing Portugal. And I said, don't underestimate them. They actually beat them before the World Cup. So that was the first thing they said. And then the second thing, they beat Fiji in the World Cup. We obviously analysed them. It's going to be a busy game. We're going to be all over the field. I think they're going to run away from our set pieces and try and move us around. That's definitely fact. But the sellout crowd, to come back to that makes it, I think, special for a guy like Jan Hendrik Wessels and the guys who was at Grey and Andre Hugo. It's special for me every single time. Remember in 90, whatever it was built, I always used to go and sit in this pavilion, and I thought I want to play one day for the Free State on this field. And then they built the pavilion, and I remember the first match played there. So for me, it's special. The whole stadium, Bloemfontein, is special, and I guess even more for those guys.
Can you ask you my one English question? First, congratulations on this team that you've selected for this coming test match. Just remind us again, what are you hoping to get out of this test match with this group of players? And the second part of my question is, Rassie, coaches in general, I'm not talking about rugby specifically in general, they're usually very sensitive when you refer to a team as a potential B side. Would you take offense if I refer to your Springbok side for this weekend as a B side, sir?
Let me answer I can't see you, Percy, that light. I have no idea where you are, but I can hear you, and it's weird that you asked the English question. In a nice, friendly way, this is not. If you compare Phepsi with Sasha, and you compare Kurtley Sprang, and you compare Lucanio, and Jesse, and Andre, and Damien, and Mani, and Sasha or Damien Willems or Mani and Kobus actually played in the World Cup semi-finals. But where were the pairing there? Then if you go, so Kobus I've mentioned, you compare Kobus with the other guys, he played in the World Cup semi. Then Evan Roos, everybody actually last week thought we should start him above Kwagga and maybe keep Kwagga off the bench. Then Ben Jason Deacons, I just told you, I think he's not far off when it comes to a guy like Peter Steff, the way you play. We've just talked about Phepsi, then Ergie and Salman's in the team, which played last week. And then Thomas de Toey is somebody that's went to one World Cup, and everybody knows how well he did for Bath now. I'm not going to go into a replacement. So the two young guys probably in there is him and Johan Grobler and Hendrik Wessels and a few guys on the bench. Then you've got Trevor Nyakane, you've got Tooks, you've got Elrich Lowe who's been with us, Sasha, and then a few other guys. So, no, it is not a big team. It's a team that I thought if they played last week against Ireland, it would have been a tight test match. And we said it to the other guys as well before the test match. And that's what we want. We want in each position two guys, experienced guys to push each other, and a young guy knocking on the door who wants to come through all the time. And we didn't. I know I say it all the time. We didn't have a 2020 to do that. We have a 2024 now where we can do it, but we know we're going to have speed bumps like Saturday, which is not lucky to face. But yeah, now I forgot your first question, but I answered your second question. Sorry.
So the first part of my question was just, what do you kind of answered it, what are you hoping to get out
Oh.
of this?
Yeah. I'm hoping for these guys to be proud and to know that even SCB has 120 caps. There's a Namibia somewhere in there, and there's a Romania somewhere in there, and there's so a test cap is a test cap. These guys beat Fiji and they beat Ireland in a Chaka's warm-up game. So if one of them take it up lightly, first of all, we'll see that guy's not test material. That's the first thing. The second thing is you play in, according to me, one of the big provinces, which probably create a lot of young players that come through, especially from the school and the varsity. And then it's going to be a sellout crowd. So I expect them, we expect them, they expect from themselves to represent themselves as Springboks and a team that's number one in the world.
Sorry, are there any strategies or tactics that you would like to implement against Portugal? And second, how do you ensure team maintains the momentum against throughout the matches?
Yeah, there's definitely certain moves and things that we're going to try. They're going to have some times, the scrums will try the same rule, try just to dominate the scrums. It's not always that easy. And then in the lineouts, they have different challenges than Ireland. Ireland is probably one of the top teams when it comes to lineouts in the world. It always baffles you how well Paul Coral can do the lineouts. So there we have certain plans. Sorry, your last question.
How do you ensure that the team maintains their fitness within?
Now, the nice thing is these guys, a lot of them did not play, and they've been training a hell of a lot, and some of them playing for their franchises and for their provinces. Ben Jason Dixon has now been with us 4 weeks, and is at all the training camps, and he was. I promise you, he knows everything. He did the lineouts for the opposition against us Makuzolo has been always with us. So I think this team is very hungry and they deserve a chance, and they've been waiting very long. So I don't think it will be a problem for them to pitch up.
Rassie, good morning.
Morning.
Just talk us through Salman Murat's appointment as captain and the political significance of it, because Salman is from a very rich rugby heritage, a rugby family that's very big in his region. You say you could partly say that about the Hearts, but did you also have that in mind in picking him as captain?
No, I did not. When a guy phones you, the Stormers was playing away, and a guy sends you a WhatsApp and says, I just flew over, and he didn't tell me this part. This part I found out later. He flew over on his own cost, and he went and asked me, they played Munster, because he knew I coached Munster, and he asked me, what can he help, because he's going to watch the match, and I thought he was with the team. And, he was the team captain at that stage, but he didn't play. And he asked me, what can he do to, maybe I know something about Munster that can help the team. And we didn't chat a lot, but then to find out later, he actually flew over on his own cost and wasn't even in the team because he was injured at that stage. He was a week away from playing. And working with him in the junior box, all the management members who's been working with him in the junior box, he's just captain material. So it's great that it's coming from an area that will mean a lot to that area. That's awesome. That's not the reason why we pick him. We picked him because he's a great leader, and even with these big locks here, has won World Cups, he doesn't stand back physically or tactically when it gets to line out. So well deserved to him.
Yeah, Phepsi, I was actually going to go to you. This has been a long time coming for you. You were in Kimberley last week in that game against Greek quiz after being given some time off. How does it feel to finally see your name on the official test list to make the debut?
Yeah, no, it's very special for me and my family. It's obviously been a childhood dream of mine to represent the Springboks, to play for South Africa. So it's a dream come true for me, and it's really a game that me and my family are really looking forward to.
I was going to ask you, Rassie just spoke about the leaders in the squad, and your coach has been very clear over the past couple of weeks that they don't only look at one leader in the squad, they want even the youngest player, the most untapped player, to perform as a leader in the squad. You are a leader in Durban at the Sharks. What has experience been so far for you playing with some of these players, and what are you hoping to get out of this first test match against Portugal this week?
Yeah, for me personally, the experience has been amazing. Like Coach said, I've really leaned on a guy like Sia, Kwaha, Marco. Those guys have really helped me. I've been with the team. I've had the privilege of being with the team now for the past couple of weeks, so I've really learned a lot from them, and I've also realized that even though Sia is the captain, but there are many leaders within the group, and everyone is just always helping to try and make the boat go faster. And that's something I've also learned, and I want to try and implement going forward.
Do you guys understand that Portugal could be a potential banana peel this coming weekend?
Please explain banana peel.
Slippery game.
Yeah, so like Coach said, I think Portugal are really on an upward curve. They obviously beat Ireland and Fiji in the World Cup, so I think they'll really come out guns blazing. I think for them as well, it'll be a massive game, playing the world champion. So it's certainly not a game that we're taking lightly.
Coach, you went to social media to apologize to South Africans after your game.
Yeah.
Yes, and then now the question becomes, how has the team preparation been leading to this upcoming game, and what are your key strategies to this one after your apology on social media?
Yeah, the apology was actually to congratulate Ireland, because I thought the way they went the second half, of the first half, they played brilliant rugby, and then I thought our team really played well for the next 35 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes we played not as smart as we could. And for them to gut it out at the end of their season, a long season, they've played the whole Six Nations, they've played, and they came over to us to level the series. Is well done. And then for our team, we never want to drop the fans. So the apologize is just because we lost. And I guess after the first test match, if you asked me, what are we going to do different to win? Nobody asked me that. So, so we will just make plans in the lineouts and plans in the scrum and on the defense and make sure the boys are all on the same page and respect the Portugal team who's coming here, respect the fans and put up a gutsy effort, lots of effort and lots of determination and hopefully a good result for the fans at the stadium, but also for all the people in South Africa.
Okay.
One more question, Coach. What role do you see senior players playing in mentoring these young players?
Yeah, we've got a thing we say. Oh, we don't have the senior player. Potato peelers. They're senior players, but they are the more older guys. But in our team, it doesn't work like that. If you a 20-year-old and you take ownership and you take ownership of your position, of your priority in the team, of what you must do, of your responsibility in the team, on the field, off the field, in the meeting sessions, then you don't have to be an old guy to be a leader in our team. We take ownership, and if you take enough ownership, that's why we're not afraid to throw young guys in. If we get a young guy here and he struggles to take ownership, he doesn't have to take leadership. He can just be influential. He doesn't have to be a leader. Then we'll give him a chance. And this group, I think, most of them. No, I don't think. I know all of them. It's got ownership.
Rassie, Twickenham was probably the first, and Ireland's now out of the way. This match is also start of towards 2027. Sort of trials and looking for players for 2027.
Yes, 2027. Sorry, I thought you meant the end of 2024. Look, Ireland was, although people think, and we're all disappointed that we didn't beat them 2-0, but Ireland are a very, very good team. And it was a good start to try and see some of the old guys. And I guess one of the questions we must be asking ourselves, why did the guys only come right in the second half? No, those quick questions can be answered by the guys playing this weekend. Can they pitch from the first minute? And we don't have to half-time wind them up to get ready for the second half. At what age do you get too old to get to the next World Cup? So maybe some of the guys will understand that we're now going to give other guys a chance, because if you're not going to pitch from the start, we can't make you pitch from the start. We can coach you, we can help you, we can believe in you, and then you must be able to get yourself up after a big test match like that, and then in the next big test match. So yes, we're starting now, and we're thinking these boys can play in 2027. And will a guy like Malcolm Mark still be there in 2027? Let's see. Grobbies, show us what you have. Jan Hendrik, Andre Hugo, show us. Salman, Evan, will you still be there in 2027? Or if you're not, Salman, will you make it? Exactly what you say. That's more or less what we're trying to do from now to the future.
Let's take 2 more English questions, then we move on.
Phepsi, I just wanted to ask, Coach mentioned your opportunity that is, being paid with a senior player that is the opportunity that you've been given. How has that impacted your game from the level you are coming now?
Yeah, I think from just being with the squad, seeing how the guys train, how they prepare going into a test match, the amount of detail that really goes into it and the planning behind the scenes, I think that's really been massive for me, and it's something I'm going to take back. Obviously, when I go back and I join my franchise, it's just that standard of professionalism that I've experienced here. I'll really look to implement into my game going forward.
One in English and then we move over.
Let's just talk us through the selections of Kwanzaa and
Yeah, we were actually itching to give Moray van der Berg if Faf had a bit of Neil and Grant is always awesome off the bench. We know Grant and Jaden has won a World Cup. They've been there, and they won't be old in 2027, and they will have a World Cup behind them. So we know Grant and Jaden will be there. Jaden I saw him in Durban. he's 2 weeks away from playing, 3 weeks. Then Krappies or Mornay is his real name. For us, his technical skills are just really on the same level of all the other guys. So I think Kobus and Faf really has some nice pressure from the bottom there. And then Jaden Grant really has some nice pressure and I mean it positive. I mean, listen, we are 5 guys. You can be 9 for South Africa, Maybe they'll take 5 next time, not 4. I'm joking. No, so it's, and then Koen Horn has just been so solid. I think he'll put some nice pressure in a good way on Fassi. Because Fassi, it would have been lovely. We saw Sasha can play 10, he can play 12. He played 15 on Saturday. When Gaza comes back, he can play 10, 12, and 15. And now we've got Fassi who can play wing and fullback. And we've got Kuyen Horn who can play fullback. So I think it's nice pressure, but positive pressure. Not, listen here, if you don't do well, we're going to throw you away. We're going to help you get better.